my dear children. Good morning to all. Once again, welcome back to class 11 microeconomic class. So we were discussing chapter number 3, producer behavior and supply. In the previous class, we have discussed about total cost of production. So total cost of production means total expenditure of a producer in the process of production. That means the cost incurred for purchasing factor inputs and non-factor inputs. That is known as total cost, and it is a sum of total fixed cost and total variable cost. Today we are going to discuss about the next division of cost, that is average cost, or it otherwise known as average total cost in short run. So what do you mean by average cost? Average cost in short run is per unit cost of producing the commodity. That is, average cost is the total cost divided by output. That means it is a sum of AFC, average fixed cost, and ABC, average variable cost. So we can calculate average cost as AC is equal to, average cost is equal to total cost divided by output. Q is the output. So what is total cost? Total cost is equal to total fixed cost plus total variable cost. That is TFC plus TVC. So AC is equal to TFC divided by Q plus TVC divided by Q. Q is the output. So TFC divided by Q is equal to AFC, average fixed cost. Then TVC divided by Q is equal to ABC, that is average variable cost. So AC, average cost is equal to average fixed cost plus average variable cost, AFC plus ABC. Okay. So first of all, we have to discuss about average fixed cost. What is the meaning of average fixed cost? It is per unit fixed cost of producing the commodity. That means it refers to the ratio of total fixed cost to total output. That is, AFC is equal to total fixed cost divided by output, TFC divided by Q. That is the equation for AFC, average fixed cost. Okay. So you can see a table and diagram on the screen. Here we can see as output increases, AFC goes on falling and forms a downward sloping curve but never touches x-axis, as fixed cost can never be zero. Okay. So if input increases, total fixed cost remain same. So average fixed cost goes on decreasing. That's why average fixed cost curve is downward sloping curve and never touches x-axis, because fixed cost is never be zero. That is the reason for this downward sloping curve of AFC, average fixed cost. So this downward sloping curve is also known as rectangular hyperbola, which means that area of all rectangles, that is TFC, under this curve remain same. That means that is under area under this all rectangulars under this curve remain same. That is TFC remain same. That's why AFC is downward sloping. Okay. Then next is average variable cost. So it is per unit variable cost of producing the commodity, or we can say it refers to the ratio of total variable cost to total output. That is AVC is equal to TVC divided by Q. That is average variable cost is equal to total variable cost divided by output. So from here also we can see one table and also one diagram. So here we can see as output increases, the AVC begins to fall. Okay, here when output increases, AVC began to fall. Then because of, what is the reason behind this? Because of the operation of law of decreasing cost, or we can say law of increasing return, that we have discussed in law of return to a factor. So in the first stage of production, there is a increasing return. That means there is a decreasing cost. Then AVC reach at its minimum level. That is, this is the optimum level or minimum level of average variable cost. Then after this point, what happened? After this minimum point, AVC starts increasing with every increase in output due to the law of decreasing cost or law of diminishing return. Okay. So here also we can apply the law of variable proportion. Okay. So in the first stage, what happened? In the first stage of production, average variable cost decreases. Okay. Then it reaches minimum point. Then it starts to rise. Okay. After the minimum point, it starts to rise. So this is the reason for U-shape. This is the U-shape. AVC is U-shaped curve. The reason for this U-shape is law of variable proportion. So we know that AC is the sum total of AFC and AVC. And thus when initially both AFC and AVC are falling, then AC curve also slopes downward and reach its minimum point. After that, AVC start rising, and so does the AC curve, thus giving the AC curve also U-shaped. So, AC curve also, in short run, the shape of AC average cost curve is U-shaped, and also average variable cost is U-shaped curve. Okay. Then let's move on to the next topic, that is relationship between AC, AFC and AVC. We know that average cost is the aggregate of average fixed cost and average variable cost. That is AC is equal to AFC plus AVC. So in this table, AC falls up to 6th unit. Up to 6th unit, AC falls. So AC is the sum of AFC and AVC. So in the first unit of output, AFC is 20, AVC is 10. So AC is 30. 20 plus 10, 30. Then AC falls. Okay, AC falls up to the 6th unit. Up to the 6th unit, AC falls. Both AFC and AVC are falling. Then it is minimum and constant at 7th point. Okay, 7th unit of output, AC become constant. Okay, then it begins to rise. After the 7th unit, AC begins to rise. AVC is also rising. Okay. Thus, AC curve is U-shaped. So, this is the diagrammatical representation of this table. So, AC, this is AC and this is AVC. Okay, this is AC and this is AVC. Both are U-shaped. It is downward sloping initially and then become upward sloping after a certain level of output. Okay, the initial stage of production, AC, both AC, AVC and AFC are decreasing. Then up to the minimum level. After a certain level of output, it becomes upward sloping. AFC is always downward sloping, but AVC and AC increases after a certain level of output. That's why AFC has which shape? AFC is downward sloping or otherwise known as hyperbola shape. At the same time, AC and ABC are U-shaped curve. Okay. Then both AC and ABC curves are U-shaped. Then average total cost curve being sum total of what? Average fixed cost and average variable cost. So it lies above the ABC. So this is ABC curve. So AC or average total curve lies above the average variable cost. Then as the producer increases the level of output, the vertical difference between AC and ABC curves goes on decreasing. Okay, the distance between ABC and AC goes on decreasing. When we reach this side, the gap between AC and ABC decreasing. Okay. Then next relation is minimum point of AC. This is the minimum point of AC curve lies to the right of the minimum point of ABC curve. So this is the minimum point of ABC curve. So the minimum point of AC curve lies to the right of minimum point of ABC curve. In other words, ABC become minimum at lower output level compared to AC. Okay. So the minimum level, this is the minimum level of AC. It lies at the right side of minimum point of ABC. This is the minimum point of ABC. So right to the ABC, the minimum point of ABC, the minimum point of AC lies. Okay. So these are the relationship between AC, AFC and ABC. Okay. AC and ABC are U-shaped curve. At the same time, AFC is rectangular hyperbola or otherwise known as downward sloping curve. Then the reason for the U shape of AC curve and ABC curve is the law of variable proportion or law of return to a factor. Now we are moving on to the next cost, that is marginal cost. Marginal cost in short run is the change in total cost by producing one more or one less unit of output. Or we can say marginal cost is the additional cost to the total cost when an additional means extra unit of a commodity is produced. So additional cost means, or marginal cost means, additional cost to the total cost when an additional unit of commodity is produced. The cost for additional production, that is known as marginal cost. So we can calculate marginal cost with the help of a equation, that is MCN is equal to TCN minus TCN minus 1. Okay, then or we can use MC is equal to delta TC divided by delta Q. Delta TC means change in total cost due to change in output. Q is the output. Then MCN is equal to TBCN minus TBCN minus 1. Okay. So these are the equations used for finding marginal cost of a production. That is same as marginal product or same as marginal utility. Okay. Here you have to notice one thing. Delta MC. Here delta indicates for sum of MC. Marginal cost is equal to total variable cost. It's not equal to total cost because total cost include total fixed cost. So fixed cost remain same. But delta MC or sum of marginal cost is equal to total variable cost. We can explain it with the help of a table and also a diagram. So Here you can see a table and also a diagram. In the table we can see output TFC, TVC, TC and MC. So TC is the aggregate of TFC and TVC. So if at 0 level of output, TFC is 20, TVC is 0, because output 0, TVC is also 0, but TFC is constant throughout. So TFC 20, the 20 plus 0, that is equal to 20. TC is equal to 20. So MC is nil at the first 0 level of output. Then if output increased from 0 to 1, the TFC is 10. It is increased from 0 to 10. Then TFC is remain same. So TC, total cost, is equal to 20 plus 10, that is 30. So the marginal cost is 30 minus 20. That is the additional. Marginal cost means additional cost. That means 10 rupees 10 increased. Cost of production increased from 20 to 30. That means 10 rupees additional cost. Okay, that is marginal cost is 10. Then in output increased to 2 units, the TFCs remain same, TVC also increased, that is 18. So TC is equal to 20 plus 18, that is 38. So marginal cost is 38 minus 30, that is 6, that is 8. Okay, so this table showing output, total fixed cost, total variable cost, TC and MC. Then it graphically represented in below diagram. So here we can see MC is a U-shaped curve. So what is the reason behind this U-shape? Because of operation of loss of return to a factor. We already discussed that average variable cost and average cost is U-shaped due to law of variable proportion. So here MC is also U-shaped. What is the reason? It is the law of return to a factor. So initially MC curve falls due to increasing return or decreasing cost. Okay, initially marginal cost decreasing. It is due to because of better coordination between fixed and variable factor. From point A to B, it is it is the first stage of production. So here cost of production decreasing. Then MC may remain constant due to application of law of constant return. That is from point B to point C. So here from point B to C, MC remain constant. Okay, this is the portion of constant return to a factor. Then after the point C, MC curve start rising. That is due to diminishing return or due to increasing cost because of defective factor ratio between fixed factor and variable factor. Then factor from point C to point F. This is the diminishing return to a factor phase of law. Okay, that we have discussed before. Okay, that we discussed in the previous classes. So MC curve is a U-shaped curve due to law of return to a factor. Then we have to study some important relationship among AC and MC, TC and MC. Okay, first relationship, that is a relationship between AC and MC. So here when MC curve is below AC curve, here the MC, this is the MC curve, this is the AC curve. When MC curve is below AC curve, or we can say MC is less than AC, the AC falls. Okay, here in the diagram we can see the relation can be seen here. before A, MC lies below AC curve. Here AC curve falls. When MC curve cut the AC curve at its minimum. So MC curve cut the AC curve at its minimum point, at AC's minimum point. So here MC is equal to AC. At point A, MC is equal to AC. Then AC is minimum. At this point, AC is minimum or constant. Then when MC curve is above, after the point A, MC curve lies above AC curve. That is, MC is greater than AC, AC rises. Okay, after point A, MC curve lies above AC curve. When MC curve lies above AC curve, AC rises. Average cost rises. Okay. Then the next relation is both AC and MC curve are U-shaped curve. That is another relationship between MC and AC. This is because of application of law of variable proportion. Then both AC and MC curve are derived from where? It derived from TC. That is, AC is equal to TC divided by Q. Total cost divided by output, and MC is equal to TCN minus TCN minus 1. So both are derived from total cost curve. Okay, total cost. Then next relationship is relationship between TC and MC. So this relation can be explained with the help of diagram. Here you can see two diagrams. In the first diagram, x-axis represent output and y-axis represent total cost, and second diagram represent x-axis represent output and y-axis represent marginal cost. Here, when TC increase, in the first stage of production, TC increases at a diminishing rate, the marginal cost declining. Okay, that is up to point Q, TC is increasing at a decreasing rate because MC is decreasing. Then when TC increases at constant rate, here up at the point Q, TC increases at constant rate. What happened to MC? MC becomes minimum and constant. Okay, MC is minimum and constant. Then when TC increases at increasing rate, MC increases. Okay, that is, at point Q, TC stop increasing at a decreasing rate. Then because MC touches its lowest point. Beyond point Q, TC is increasing at a increasing rate because MC is increasing. Okay, this is the relationship between TC and MC. Okay students, I hope you understood. So that was today's section. Today we have discussed about average cost and marginal cost. Average cost means total cost divided by output. Then it's the sum of average variable cost and average fixed cost. Then marginal cost is the additional cost of production in order to produce additional unit of output. So it can be calculated by delta TC divided by delta Q. That is ratio between change in total cost to change in output. Okay students, so you have to watch the URL, attend the test paper and download your notes and study it well. See you in the next class with new topic. Bye.